Howdy.
Actually, it's not called bush rangers.
It's Monday night, and that means it must be time for talking about robbers,
Bush rangers.
bush rangers, cattle rustlers. We got the whole lot here tonight. Have you noticed that my, what do you call these things?
Scarf.
My kerchief matches your dress.
I bet it does.
If I'm going to wrangle cattle, I want to look good while I do it. So every Monday night, we're here. This here's Kim. You don't know who I am because I'm under disguise, because we're talking about people who take things from other people without asking politely. Do you know what they are called?
Bush rangers.
We're here every Monday night. Coronavirus. And how about I just roll the music?
Yeah.
Because we are going to talk about
Thieves.
thieves. Thank you.
Yeah. Tonight we're talking all about this little beauty here. Actually, it'll be back to front. Thieves. What does thieves say backwards? Thieves.
Screw it. Here you go. You ready?
All right. So we're
This is so
talking
easy.
thieves.
Let's talk about thieves.
All the good things and the bad things. I can't help but laugh.
Thieves. Thieves.
Thieves.
Thieves.
All right. So, in case you haven't guessed and you think we're talking about bush rangers,
Alrighty. Should I take off the...
yeah. He does a very cool American accent.
Say, it's time for Monday night. Okay.
All right.
We are talking about thieves though tonight.
We are talking about Thieves. So Thieves is an essential oil blend, and basically the story behind the Thieves blend is that while Gary Young was over in Provence, in the south of France. He was learning distillation over there, and he was going into the library in Marseille and researching distillation. And he found a couple of different references, which I've actually got the photos of some of those that I'll post in the comments so that you can see. But basically, he found that he kept seeing this same story about this Four Thieves vinegar, and he thought there's got to be something to this Four Thieves vinegar. So he started researching, and like I'm talking over 25 years ago, and then there were a couple of different versions of the story because it had been passed on and passed on and passed on like Chinese whispers.
Were there 4 thieves? Were there
40 thieves? There was a whole heap of different versions, and even the 12th century, the 14th century, the 15th century, you name it, it took place. But basically what happened was that he basically he read that these thieves were trying to avoid the plague, and they were rubbing themselves with all different kinds of herbs and spices. They were actually spice traders themselves, and because when there's a plague in Europe, they close down all the ports.
So you can't trade.
Can't trade your spices. So what they had to do was to start and basically
They turned into a life of crime.
They did. They became pawnbrokers. So they used to rub themselves in all these spices, and they even made little cone-shaped things and were breathing in the spices and going around and robbing the dead people and then selling
As you do.
the stuff from the dead people. So whether it was the gold in their teeth or their jewelry or their clothes or their whatever they were stealing, and then they were selling it, and that's how they made their income. Anyway, basically the king at the time put out a decree that said, if anyone catches these thieves, so eventually they got caught and they were given an ultimatum, and that ultimatum was you either tell us the story and we will guillotine you, which is a fast way to die, or you don't tell us the story, you tell us the recipe of what you've been doing. Well, they didn't know it was a recipe, but you tell us what you've been doing, and we'll guillotine you, but if you don't tell us, we will burn you at the stake.
We'll torture you out of it.
Yeah, so that's basically the story of Four Thieves. And so Gary...
I love a story which has a happy ending.
He saw all of these stories, and he started to think there's got to be something to this. And of course, he formulated a blend with some of those spices in it. So Thieves actually contains the cinnamon, the clove, rosemary, and lemon. However, it also contains eucalyptus. Now, obviously, they didn't really have eucalyptus in France in the time of the plague, so it wasn't in the original recipe, but there were other herbs and spices in the original recipe, but Gary sort of thought that because, you know, eucalyptus has such amazing qualities that he would include eucalyptus instead of some of the others. So it's got 5 in it. It's actually probably the most stolen recipe of all time.
How ironic.
Lots of other essential oil companies also, you know, have heard about this story through Young Living and have created their own blend of Thieves, and they call it different things, obviously. But Young Living, that's how they got the story, you know, behind the blend. So
it's a great story.
Thieves, obviously you can get it as an essential oil blend, and it's absolutely great to diffuse, to kill some airborne bacteria. It's great as a surface cleaner to wipe down areas where there's mold and mildew. It's great to diffuse during the winter months. You can make a wellness roller, put a few drops into a roller bottle and roll on the bottom of your feet. You know, there's so many things. Like, I absolutely love this oil. It smells like chai, so it's kind of my favorite oil. But the thing is that because it's one of Young Living's signature blends, they have turned it into a whole range of products that you can use throughout your home. So some of you may have been using a lot of this one lately, which is the Thieves hand sanitizer, which kills up to 99% of germs. And
I think it was technically 99.9%.
There you go. And so it's, yeah, a great hand sanitizer. Got the Thieves oil, but it's also got peppermint oil in it. So
what's good about that? It doesn't dry out your hands. Why?
No.
Because it doesn't have...
doesn't have any nasty ingredients in it.
Exactly.
And especially doesn't have triclosan. Triclosan is in a lot of hand sanitizers, and that messes with your hormones. And if you're like me and you're putting it on like your kids, like my daughter was at soccer training the other day and she had to use it 3 times while we were there. So I was glad that I had that handy.
Okay, what else you got?
Okay, there's the Thieves household cleaner. Okay, so it comes in 2 sizes. So if you're like us and you go through a lot of it, you can buy the bigger size, which is 1.8 litres, or the 426 milliliter. You can make up a 300 ml spray bottle. This is 500 mils. So we use 2 capfuls of that into this spray bottle.
Which actually makes it pretty strong, really.
Yeah. So these glass spray bottles are great. They come in the Nature's Ultra bundle, Nature's Essentials bundle. Keep saying Ultra. Nature's Essentials bundle, which contains a whole heap of Thieves products. But 2 capfuls, and a capful works out, if you buy it in that size, 94 cents, and you buy it in this size, it's about 88 cents. So 88 cents. So if you times...
So you can get 42
if you use one capful.
Use one in a 300 mil, so otherwise 21.
If you use 2, you get 21 spray bottles. How often does it take you to go through that much spray like cleaner? And we clean everything. We clean the benches, the fridge, the windows, the bath, the shower, the car, the barbecue. You name it, we clean it with it. And
that's good.
And we have the bigger one as well. So you know, because of, you know, doing workshops, and we clean the floors, we throw it in the mop bucket. You can even throw a little bit extra if your washing is particularly dirty. So we use the Thieves the Thieves laundry soap, and if need be, I need a little bit of extra boost, I throw in just, you know, one of the capful of the Thieves household cleaner. No nasties in this. Like, my daughter came home the other day, and someone else had done her washing and they'd washed in something else, and she had this rash under her arm, and she was really embarrassed, and she didn't want to tell me that they were using another laundry detergent that wasn't this. And you know, and she was really worried that you know, because of this rash that she'd got. So no sodium lauryl sulfates, no synthetic fragrances, just beautiful Thieves oil, orange and lemon oil. You can actually get 3 bottles out of this, and we've got separate videos on that. But basically, if you use it as is, you fill up half a cup, so just to the bottom of that rim there, with the laundry liquid, and throw it in your wash. So that's that one.
We love that.
All right. The dish soap, this is another one that you'll see lots and lots of hacks for. So you can get either 2 or 3 bottles out of the Thieves laundry liquid. Same with the Thieves dish soap. divide it in 3, add a teaspoon of bicarb soda, fill it up with distilled water. Once again, I used to use a rather common dish soap and used to develop really bad skin, particularly between my fingers.
I had that too. Yeah, too much dishwashing. So.
And with this, I don't get that at all. So.
And the other beautiful thing is, no matter how clean your dishes are, what gets left on your dishes after they're sparkly clean?
Well, particularly if you're washing in your dishwasher and things like that. The residue.
There's always residue.
Is left on them. So who wants to eat off plates that have got the residue of nasty chemicals? Yeah. You can use this in your dishwasher. I certainly know people who do, and they add the Thieves fruit and veggie wash. I got this idea from Danae to add it as my rinse aid. I have been in the past adding vinegar to the household cleaner and having that as my rinse aid. Just recently we switched over and we use the Thieves fruit and veggie wash as our rinse aid, and you can use that as your...
Because it doesn't foam up like crazy either.
No.
It cleans, but without the sodium lauryl sulfate, which is what makes stuff foam up.
And that's what gives me the red, sore, unhappy hands.
Okay.
So the Thieves fruit and veggie wash is actually 3 main ingredients, which are essential oil blends. Of course, the Thieves. It's also got Digize essential oil and purification essential oil in here. If you haven't seen our photos of our broccoli or our grapes, go and look. Even put in broccoli challenge, and there's a whole heap of videos on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube about the broccoli challenge, but it makes a huge difference. It washes off all the residue, and I've had so many skeptics say to me, oh, but vinegar does that too. No, there are lots of photos that you can find where they've shown you what vinegar looks like, and not just water washing it off, but what vinegar versus this, and this Thieves household cleaner gets so much more of it off.
We have a few friends who could use this in the bath, I reckon.
What?
Oh, it's veggie wash, isn't it? Oh, vegan veggie joke there. Okay, let's keep going.
He gets me in so much trouble. Right, the Thieves foaming hand soap, okay? Now what I love about it is you can actually get a refill for it, which makes it so much better for the environment because you're not throwing out a whole heap of these. Once you've got these, you just need to buy the bigger bottle and top it up. Because I've got so many... my girls go through so much, they wash their hands all the time, which is good, but they all do 5 pumps. I actually sort of a third or a quarter fill the bottle with the refill, and then I just top it up with water for their bathroom. But this is the Thieves foaming hand soap, and that's the refill, so you can get that. The next thing is the oral care. Now there's actually 3 toothpastes, but I could only find 2 different ones in our house, which is the whitening. If you haven't tried the whitening toothpaste, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
really cool.
it's got orange oil in it, but just great for whitening your teeth, and your teeth feel so amazing. If you've tried this, comment below and let us know, because it's truly an amazing toothpaste. And then there's the Aroma Bright, which is the normal Thieves. So in the Nature's Essentials bundle, you get the whitening toothpaste, whereas in the house, the Healthy Homes ER bundle, and I'm pretty sure the Healthy Homes Premium Starter Kit, you get the Aroma Bright toothpaste, which is just equally as good. It just doesn't have the whitening properties.
I think it's changing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then
if it hasn't yet, it is going to be. They're just going to be going whitening.
Okay. And then there's the Dentarone, which is the one that I use for deodorant when I'm traveling, because then I don't have to take a deodorant and a toothpaste. I just take one. All right, the mouthwash. The mouthwash. If you've been using the Thieves oral care products like the toothpaste, the mouthwash and the Thieves dental floss, and your dentist has commented on your teeth, comment below, because I know a few of you have sent me messages and told me that since going to see, since using these and seeing your dentist has actually remarked, what are you doing? You must be doing something amazing, because your gums are so much healthier, your teeth are so much healthier, and a lot of it is to do with this Thieves mouthwash. And there's one key ingredient in here, do you know what it is, that makes this absolutely amazing? Apart from Thieves, obviously.
No. Colloidal silver. So, that's
This
what I was
has
trying to
colloidal silver in it,
Yep.
okay? So good for you. I actually know people who, after they've swished around their mouth, they actually swallow it. I can't do that.
I do that. After you told
Jeremy,
me.
you do water it down though, because it is quite strong. Oh, I thought you watered it down.
No.
Oh, okay, there you go. But it has colloidal silver, so great for your mouth. All oral hygiene, basically. It's just an amazing product.
Is frankincense a culinary oil?
Yes.
Okay, so good. I just had to check. So if you're having discomfort with your teeth and in your mouth, discomfort, can I say that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry about it.
Unhappy mouth.
If you've got an unhappy mouth, yeah. No, that's what I meant. If you've got an unhappy mouth, then you can add 1 or 2 drops. Well, I'd say 1 drop of frankincense when you're using that as well. Anyway.
And then obviously the dental floss. The reason why a lot of dental floss contain nasty ingredients, I know that sounds really bizarre.
Yeah.
Like you think, how would they possibly but they do, they contain synthetic fragrances and colours and all kinds of things on your dental floss. And the last of the 2 more, Thieves, the Thieves spray. I've been carrying this around in my handbag and spraying down the shopping trolleys. We spray our hands with it as in addition, sometimes I'll use the hand sanitizer and sometimes I'll use the spray. I basically spray down any surface. Toilets, if we have to go to public toilets while I'm out with the girls, all of that kind of stuff. And then the last one is the Thieves wipes. Okay, so if you like to use wipes to wipe things down, wipe hands or toilet seats or benches or anything like that, you can use the Thieves wipes. So the 3 that I mostly carry in my handbag are the wipes, the Thieves spray and the hand sanitizer. So we use a lot of that.
We do.
And that was Thieves.
That's it.
That's Thieves. Which product do you like the best?
Could you ever go back to anything else?
No, I don't reckon.
In
I
all
could.
seriousness, I don't think I could go back to anything else now.
Yeah. We only use Thieves. Anyone who's been to our house will tell you it's in the bathroom, it's in the laundry, it's in the kitchen, it's everywhere.
And if you've got small children or not so small children, it's such a healthy option.
Although it is contraindicated for anyone under 3 because it's got the eucalyptus in it, and some of the products, like the hand sanitizer, actually have peppermint oil in it as well. So just be careful using it on under 3s, but over 3s and adults.
But if you're wiping down high chairs, if you're wiping down the floor, think of all the places that little kids love to
and the Thieves
smear all over.
By the time you dilute the Thieves cleaner into the 300 or 500 ml, you can wipe down your high chairs and you wash your floors and all of that kind of stuff, no worries. What I'm talking about is your Thieves oil and the Thieves hand sanitizer and even the spray, that kind of stuff. It's a bit more concentrated. So. All right, that's it.
That is it. Anything else that we need to talk about?
No.
Got nothing.
So we will see you back here next week when we're going to talk winter wellness. Okay. So join us next week. Let's talk about winter wellness.
I'm going to go and visit the neighbour's cattle.
All right. Bye.